Moment before. To craft a compelling performance, actors need to root their choices deeply in authentic, personal experiences. One of the most effective tools for achieving this is the concept of the moment before. It's the emotional and psychological setup you create before entering a scene that aligns directly with your character's immediate wants and needs. Instead of merely considering the events laid out by the script, an actor should tap into their personal emotional history, or a vividly imagined scenario that triggers a strong, genuine response. This approach allows for a more visceral and urgent performance, because the choices are born out of an individual's unique life experience, something only you, as the actor, can bring to the table. The moment before sets the stage for your scene objective, the driving force behind your character's actions in the scene. It's what you need, urgently and immediately, from your scene partner. But how do you cultivate a powerful moment before? The key is to choose an event or scenario that hits close to home emotionally, one that makes you want to pursue your scene objective with an intensity that cannot be ignored. Your scene partner should feel like they are caught in the middle of an emotional hurricane, because of how deeply your preparation affects your portrayal. Imagine a scene where your character's objective is to make another person fall in love with them. To make this need believable and immediate, your moment before might involve a deeply personal breakup. Perhaps you channel a memory of a time when you were left heartbroken by someone you deeply loved. Or you might vividly imagine the fear of being abandoned by a current partner. The emotions you experienced in that real or imagined moment become the fuel for your performance, making the need for love in the scene feel like a life or death matter. It's no longer just a desire, it's a desperate plea that bubbles up from the pit of your stomach, influencing every line and action. Alternatively, let's say your objective in the scene is to regain power or control. Here, your moment before might involve a recent instance where you felt humiliated or powerless. Perhaps you recall a time when a boss berated you unfairly, or you envision a scenario where a close friend betrayed you, making you feel small and insignificant. The power of this choice lies in its ability to stir deep, visceral feelings of anger, hurt, or indignation that drive you to reclaim your sense of authority and dignity within the scene. The audience won't just see a character trying to assert dominance. They'll witness a person grappling with their own wounded pride and fighting to restore a shattered sense of self-worth. Using personal moments of vulnerability like this infuses your performance with a raw, unfiltered quality that can't be manufactured. It's about taking the stakes and making them real to you, not just your character. The result is a performance that is singularly yours, as it's informed by your own lived experiences, fears, and memories. When you feel the weight of these emotions, your scene objective is no longer just a goal. It becomes a necessity, something you must achieve to alleviate the emotional turmoil you've set up in your moment before. Another powerful use of the moment before is in scenes where the objective is to be forgiven. Perhaps you imagine a time when you wronged someone you cared deeply about and the guilt that followed. This choice can pull from a real incident where you felt an overwhelming sense of regret or shame. Maybe you lied to a friend or hurt someone you loved with a careless remark. By channeling the intense desire to make things right from that memory, you enter the scene not as an actor following a script, but as a human being seeking genuine absolution. The urgency to be forgiven becomes palpable, because it's not just your character asking for it, it's you, using your own emotional truth to fuel the moment. In a high-stakes fight scene, where the objective might be to prove someone wrong or reclaim power, the moment before can be the tipping point that sends your character into a confrontation. Think about a personal experience where you felt deeply wronged, or accused of something unfairly. Visualize the moments leading up to it, what was said, how you felt cornered, the surge of adrenaline as you prepared to defend yourself. When you step into the scene with that memory fresh in your mind, your words and actions will carry an intensity that makes the audience feel the emotional stakes. They won't just see two characters arguing, they will witness a deeply personal battle for justice, recognition, or redemption. In scenes involving vulnerability, like a post-sex conversation where insecurities come to light, the moment before can be anchored in a personal fear or memory of rejection. Maybe you remember an awkward, uncomfortable moment after intimacy when you felt exposed or judged. By bringing that unease into the scene, the conversation takes on an added layer of tension. Your lines might quiver with the fear of being misunderstood, or the desperate hope for acceptance. It's no longer just a scripted dialogue, it's a raw, honest exchange colored by your own emotional landscape. The strength of the moment before lies in its ability to give your performance a sense of immediacy and necessity. It makes the scene feel like it's happening right now, for the first time, because for you, emotionally, it is. You aren't reciting lines from a script. You are living through a moment that feels real and urgent, shaped by a backstory that exists in your own memories or fears. This approach ensures that your portrayal is not just believable, but unforgettable, as it is driven by the most powerful force in acting, genuine emotion. In order to find the right moment before, you must be willing to explore your own vulnerabilities and fears. It requires a willingness to tap into parts of your emotional history that might be uncomfortable or painful. But it's in those places of discomfort that the most compelling, truthful performances are born. When you rehearse with your chosen moment before, notice how it affects your body, your voice, and your energy. If the choice you've made doesn't provoke a strong reaction within a minute, try exploring different scenarios until you find one that does. The right moment before should immediately make you feel the urgent need to win your scene objective, lighting a fire within you that propels your performance forward. By grounding your choices in a deeply personal moment before, you create a layered, emotionally complex performance that resonates with truth. It makes your portrayal unique, because it comes from a place only you can access. This authenticity is what draws audiences in, making them feel as if they are witnessing a real moment in time rather than a rehearsed piece of theater. The power of the moment before is its ability to transform scripted dialogue into a living, breathing exchange of raw human emotion.